Good morning. Happy Monday. Good morning. Just getting ready. All right, so first thing, we go over to the browser. Let me check and see what we're going to take on. Good. Take a look at these two, 300, 301. All right, clone used as a trait for reference counter types is very confusing. It should be replaced with a new trait with a clearer name. What are they talking about? Clone used as a trait bound for reference counter types? Let's go look and see what they're talking about there. Oh, look at that. A whole bunch of these. Hmm. I agree. That is very confusing. Wonder how many types that's actually on. Probably going to be exactly the same set of lines over and over and over again. All right. We need a better name for this, of course. New ref. So yeah, let's see if we can come up with a better name. Say new ref. It's like just like add ref. What else could we call it other than add ref? Really, they're in clone. If it's a new reference, you just call it new ref. Ref new. It'd be funny to call it add ref and then have it add a function called new ref. Is there anything else that should be in here other than just new ref? Let's see if that's the only one. So they have a for read guard. Actually, not very many of those. I don't think this is actually what they're talking about. Oh, impl clone for type. Ah, it is. I see. And then it's actually said here. There aren't many of those. That's it. Actually, a fairly small list. Let's just call something like a new ref. Let's figure out where we want to add this. So it looks like this is spanning crates. We'll check. Uh-oh. I did the Control Z in there. I should know better by now. Still -9 because it doesn't respond to other things. This one. There we go. All right. We have a bindings generator, native core. It looks like we just tossed in a native core maybe. Is bindings generator dependent on native core though? Check that. It's not. Probably doesn't matter because that code is just used by the other crate. All right. Wonder what heck is. Take a quick peek, see what that is. Case conversion library. Oh, no way. That's cool. Okay. You can see why it's used. Oh, without boats. I feel like I've seen it before. C3PO? Oh, yeah. Cargo ad. Hmm. Sort by all-time downloads. Failure drive, heck. Neat. Alright. Basically, we're going to toss this in GD native core. So I'm going to trait for that. Some add ref of the clone. Oh. My keys got stuck. Actually, I think it's my USB hub. Okay. Probably create a new file for this. Just so I see it later. They have a nice little comment there explaining how they're doing clone. And it looks like we're going to be changing that. Do they have anything at the top that they normally do? Nope. Okay. What was the signature of clone? Because they're actually using the same guy there. Let's go look. I think it's the same. Let's double check. Macros here. Yeah, it's the same. I don't actually like it being add ref and then having new ref in it. Just gonna call it new ref. Let's look at the other one though. What does the macro look like? So in here, what is this? What is the GD method? Oh, I see. It's actually declared there. Yeah. Huh. Got a couple of these. Yeah, I don't think many of these actually impl clone. Implemented once. Hey, morning. Telehemer 247. Good morning. Happy Monday. Let me know if you go by Telehemer or if I'm pronouncing it wrong. This isn't Unity. This is actually Rust code, and we're working on the GD native project at the moment. there's only one use of this. Wow. Thought it would have been used much, much more. There's quite a few more new refs out there. What kind of game am I making? It's actually a multiplayer game, so I've got a game server written in Rust. And it's kind of a exploration and building, so think Don't Starve meets Sunless Seas. But yeah, I'm actually coding in Rust at the moment. All right, we're gonna rename this file. Oh, you're making a 2D platform. Nice. Oh, very cool. What did you decide to go with? You mentioned Unity. Are you using Unity? And why is it that clone gets to know what size it is? Itself isn't, or does. Let's go look at clone. Oh, you're making it with Unity. Cool. Or, oh, QuickTime Fusion, CTF? All right, go back to that. Let's go to the code again. We're going to rename that to new ref. Oh, I called it ref. That's not right. New ref. There we go. Hey, cat peasant. There we go. Gonna have a trait on there. And if we go back to lib here, interesting, it didn't did reorder it. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to take these macro ones out of the order. There. And now hopefully it will. Why did it do it that way? Oh, everything else was in order except for those two? Okay. Oh, you're getting service so the game can run on multiplayer. You have a good connection? When usually it's more the connection than the server. Because you said you were making a 2D platformer jumper. That shouldn't take too much horsepower. I guess it's calculating all the physics and stuff, and if you're doing all the logic on the server, then sure, I guess. Yeah, I forget what I said before. I get you. Alright, so now we have this new ref trait. If you look at lib, I thought there was some place, actually, a marker there. Fix me, we're gonna have to, here, yes. Yeah, this, oh, I see. What, wait. What was the motivation of this bug? This one here. Replace clone as a bound. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on the name new ref or add ref. We'll see. But see, was this referenced anywhere else? Maybe this one? Okay. Well, I'd like to say there is no catch. There is indeed one. Steps like node will be unable to implement from variant to clone. I think this here is actually the add ref one that they're talking about. Implementation details. Okay, let's see if there's more details down here that I have to be aware of. I think we're okay with what we're doing. I don't actually think it's a big task, so it is a breaking change. Okay, back to the code. That still needs to be fixed. Okay, so if we have new ref, there's only a few places clone. It's only implemented for variant here. We're going to implement new ref. That. Or is that actually truly clone here? Let's go look at the macro again. Okay, yeah, I think that is separate. Okay, we're going to leave that one alone. A handful of other types, but really not that many. That one's fine. Yeah, not the lock stuff. We're not doing the lock. I don't like new ref. I want to rename it back. All right, let's copy this into a buffer. Buffer N. No. What are we doing here? Some of these we don't want. It's okay. This one looks fine. Not doing that one. Local cell data. No, that one's fine. Generate reference clone. Full. New ref for name. Okay. Do I actually have to use new ref in there? We'll see if that's going to be an issue. Oh, not new ref 8. Oh, what about this one? Arc data. Oh, that's one of the user data structures. Not that one either. Not that one. This is actually a very small task. What about instance? What is self in this? Owner and script. This is the only one I'm not sure of. Okay. Is the intention of this to actually provide a new reference to these? And if so, see, so they have native class and clone on the base class. And instance is only called on basically GD native types. So I think it is. All right. I'm gonna check the docs on this one. Go in GD native. We're gonna look at instance, which is one of the hidden gems in here. I think it should be called out much more in the documentation. What about clone? Probably going to say it implements clone. Am I too far down? Yeah, trait implementations and clone. Do they have documentation on what clone does though? Map mutable. Oh, I didn't know they had these. This is cool. At least it didn't sink in. Native class doesn't have to be cloned. It doesn't actually. I see. So that is only implemented where native class is clone. Oh, native class base is clone. And that's a Godot object. Base type of the class. Okay, so this is going to be one of the script instances, which is going to be something in the scene graph, which doesn't really have a clone. So in this case, our native class is the quote-unquote script, and the base here is the game object. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be something that's in the scene that we are providing the behavior for. I see, but they're not actually calling that on base. They're only calling this on script. And for instance, let's go see what owner and script is. Owner is tBase. I see, so it's a Godot object. And script is user data, which is, okay. Basically the data off of the script. I don't fully understand yet, so if this helps me understand it, I would love to really get this to sink in. Last name, okay. Now when we declare that something is user data, go back one here. How does the native class end up using that? Let's say, look at user data. Native class and user data. In Godot engine, scripted behavior is attached to the base object through script instances, right? Objects that store script state allow dynamic dispatch of overriding methods. Okay. GD native exposes this to native languages as a void pointer. Right. Godot and C++, like Rust, doesn't have the same strict reference aliasing constraints. Okay, but where is the user data? How do we declare user data? I know we can do it like this. And it'd be a different type though. In this different, or is this simply how perhaps what this is saying is that the user data in this case is the script. So in this case, here we have user data. We get to specify the wrapper type for it. That's what it feels like. This one's new though. Ether. Okay, let's go back to the code. See. And let's see where this is referenced. It's constructor into script. Got it. Decouple. Interesting, and that'll return the tuple of the two. Huh. Interesting. I guess that's so that you can rewire scripts at runtime. You can say, oh, I don't want this script on that object anymore. You click this button or you did this, now I'm changing the behavior of it. Okay. Why are there threading questions surrounding this? I don't see why it has to be wrapped in, let's say, arcmutex or something like that. Just don't understand. In this case, we have claim. An instance, a clone. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a new ref. I think it'll only be new ref if these both bubble up and need to be new ref. Not sure about that though. All right, skip that one for now. Let's go on. Clone for Godot string. New ref. Ooh. That was it. Cargo build. Check. Let's just do a check. That shouldn't be there. Generated imports. So core traits doesn't have that. Now find new ref in the scope. Run, that's in GD native core, instead of core traits. So if we go back to this build file, core traits. Is that a generated file? Strange, they're not in there. All right, so where is Godot object defined? That was in there. Actually, it's implementing that. Actually, does reference want new ref, or does it want something else? Let's double check that. Oh, this is a Godot thing. Okay. I think that's good there. Okay. Here we have core traits. Core traits comes in. Second argument. There. Generate bindings. Traits, fine. Ah, here we go. Generate drop. Ref count. Okay. Or there. Just be explicit. There was no underscore there. All right. In the browser. There we go. These tests should not have broken. Can't find implecommon methods either. What actually failed then? Hmm. Why would this have changed for dictionary? All right, let's fix this one. Or init 331. Wow, that's too slow. We're not going to do it that way. Okay, that should not have broken it. Nor that. Hmm. This one was at the top for a reason, wasn't it? It needs macros above it. That probably broke it. All right, the rest of these are they're benign. All right, where was that? That was in file's that? Or lib. Got it. Check. Now where's my water? It's rearranging the office a little bit. It's looking all right. Still got some construction going on in here though. So GD native bindings doesn't refer to anything else. Oh, it depends on core and sys. In that case, fix that. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, let's look at that again. So in GD native bindings, we depend on these two elements here. I wonder why, actually. There's not much code here. There's lib and then there's build. That's it for. All right, then we have this here. Oh, I see. And then we include these. Now let's go back to GD native core, lib. Am I thinking the wrong one? Yeah, core lib. Okay, and then nice. Some reasonable errors now. Or traits. Yeah. Oh, that's the previous one. Good. Interesting. So some of these tests, clone is not satisfied for these. Where is this? Just test source lib. Okay. To the bottom one. Test return leak. What's going on here? Test return leak. The object used. It's pointer call getter. Okay. An instance of the probe. Drop the reference after setting the property to it. There's the instance. I'm guessing most of these actually need to be new ref instead of clone. That's why that test is failing. Because probe now has new ref on it, but not clone. Okay. Okay, so not on user data. Wasn't sure about that one. Oops. Control Z, check. There we go. Looks like it's doing better than before. All right. Yeah, now it needs to be on all of these things. If we look at, let's say, a canvas layer, the generated values. So let's go to findings. Yeah, there. All right, so in this case, if it is a reference copy, it's not going to be like this anymore. I guess we'd still have new ref on these types. It's fine. Maybe it should just be implemented for these types and not in that. It feels like this needs to be somewhere else. Like out here. I wonder if that would even work. What does Godot class have on it? Does it have name? It does have name. Okay. So I don't want that there. Back. All right. There's name. Good. Oh, interesting. Where did that end up? Line 61. Oh, did I forget to save a file? I did. All right, there we go. Of course, it's implied. Conflicting implementation for generated reference. Okay. Hey, Div Spaju. How's it going? Died like a dead beat. How are you? I'm doing all right. You know, it's actually, I think it's gonna be a nice day, or at least a semi-nice day here. Yesterday, rainy. Didn't get everything I wanted done, so I ended up getting some electrical work done. Got some more sockets lit up here in the wall outlets, lit up here in the office, and which is good. Also, should make it possible to get the 3D printer working again. Gonna be doing that. Should help with kids and 3D modeling. Trying to get them into actually doing like art like that, which is nice. But here in the game world, we're actually working on one of the tasks for GD Native for their 0.9 release, which I want today. I'm trying to take stuff off their list, so there's no excuses. I just want it sooner. Trying to get some of the stuff done. I really want async. And I really want, I guess, a new borrowing pattern. This is actually GD Native with Rust. And for those that don't know, Godot is an alternative to Unity or Unreal Engine, etc. Got a different license, so you can just open up the source, change it, fix it, do whatever you want. You don't even have to tell people you're using it. MIT licensed. So we're going to look at this file again. Line 56 and 60. 56. It's not really it. Doesn't quite feel... Yeah, something's off for this. Check again. Conflicting implementation of or generated reference. First implementation here. These are the same file, aren't they? Hash looks the same. Core. Oh, core traits and core types. Ah, got it. That is different. Okay, so core types. Yes, that one is different. Actually, get status on that. Which one do you think it is? It's the one for reference. So let's just do a git diff. This one's for native class. Okay. Scrolling down. For lib. I'm not seeing it in here. Oh, that's the one we just moved. Yep, that's where we moved it. Must be here. That's not. That's the same one as before. Yep, class name. Should it be here? Generate reference clone. What's the difference between generate reference clone and... Because it's a trait. If it's ref counted, we have generate reference clone, which I've already got commented up above. That other one is slightly different though. Look at the other one. Oh, because this one's reference counted. Take a look at this. What's the other one? Okay, how are these different? Well, this one's unsafe. Oh, and this one just here calls self.newref, which would have been self.clone in the past. No, it wouldn't have. That would have been newref. Interesting. Okay, so one of these is not needed. I'm guessing it's going to be that one up above we can actually get rid of. Should have set markers on that. We're getting rid of clone. And so I want to check this. I'm going to double check the assumptions before we go in and modify this. Okay, so yeah. We just had a new ref function up above. We do its stuff. That's it. Okay, and then down below, down below we implemented clone previously on 319 in the top panel. And now we're implementing new ref. Okay, so I think what we need to do is take the contents of this function up above, move it down here into like 322 or wherever. That makes more sense. So 320, so I'm going to set a marker here, marker B. And way up above here, this guy's going to go away. Basically this. All right. That should be good there. Get rid of that, save it. That's gone now. Good.
I didn't write this one. He wrote this one. I don't understand.
All right, that's looking pretty good. Any errors yet? No, no errors. Good. Ergo check. Oh, nice. Okay. GD native new ref not implemented for canvas layer. Just a couple of these types. All right, this would be for objects that are not ref counted. So there used to be this function here. Which is what we were calling before that we just merged into that other type. So these other types are no longer copy. Where was it? It was in here just a little bit ago. Path constructor, we want to go back. Generate struct. Yeah, so if it's reference counted, or rather if it's not reference counted, then we get clone here. I don't think it's what we want anymore. Because we were overwriting clone. That's right. So that's gone. No longer clone. But it does mean that for things that are not reference counted, we don't have that new ref. Huh. I wonder what the right thing to do is for those couple of elements. Oh, I see. Clone's not implemented for copy. Oh, who would have thought that in order to be copy, you have to be clone? I wonder why that is. I see if it's not reference counted. It's going to be copy. And here we have generated. So if it is ref counted, so those aren't the same. Got it. The one that we were doing before was just if you're ref counted. And this one here is only if you're not ref counted. Got it. All right, let's look at these types again. Why is canvas layer? Go look at canvas layer. Where's the API to JSON file? Canvas layer. Is reference? No. Instantiable? True. Feels like we're missing something kind of generic here. GD native new ref, not for that. What did we miss here? go look at the rest of the clones. Maybe there's something that wasn't obvious at the beginning. Or some tea while thinking about this. So maybe just looking at the clones for a bit. This is just for dodge the creeps. I expect that... See, did it get past everything else? It must have. I want to take a look at the generated code for canvas layer. Where is that? Target, build. Oh well, lots of stuff. All right, what was it? It was GD native findings. Why are there so many? Let's go ahead and delete those. We can see which one's actually being used. Do a cargo check. Oh, it's taking its sweet time. Good. Oh, both are still there. Okay, well, I'll just choose one. What's in there? Nope, that's not it. In here, I'm looking for things like... That's not a directory, sure. FD. There it is. Canvas layer. Types, traits, and methods. Let's go with the types. We're looking for canvas layer, rigid body 2D, etc. All right. Instructor. I see. The problem is that we used to implement clone. Or otherwise. So if we had been implementing clone, but now we're not implementing clone because, well, we have some other trait for that, we basically need to implement a new ref for the clone types so that they can satisfy this as well. Either that or we specialize these here for those types. Oh. All right, so how do we do that? That's going to be in a class. Yep, these functions here. So in this case, this used to be where the base was clone, but now we're moving away from clone for types that can have new references to them. This had been clone here. I mean, should there be some sort of adapter on those types? Maybe. My chair. Sit while I think about this. We could have map for cloned things too. And this is going to be new ref, the other one's going to be clone. I'm not sure how to do this so that we could take one or the other. In fact, I don't think it's possible. So we did this. No. Duplicate definition of map. Oh, is that because can't constrain this based on other types, can I? Traits. Because it might actually have the same trait. And we can't negate things, so we can't say this and not clone. Oh, interesting. Okay. What were those types we had? It's a list of some that had already been used here. I wonder why some of these like that. Oh, no, not that file. I want to look at. Oh yeah, the bindings types. Okay, so actually I'm more interested in seeing the things that are in the scene graph, but not, because all the things in the scene graph are not reference types. The only reference types in Godot appear to be like a vector2 array, like the types that you use with elements in the scene graph, but not the things in the scene graph itself. So what did we actually change for that? Get diff. All right. So basically, this generate reference copy. This was here before. And that was only for the new ref elements. Which means that it was really this one, the clone, was calling self.new ref. Now we're flipping that. Do we do the same thing for those types? Is it lib or API? No, it's in lib. It's down here for the trait. This generate reference clone only happens if you are reference counted. Not connecting the dots so well today. Let's see. So if this is reference counted, what we're doing this. If it's not reference counted, it was just using the regular clone. Is that what it was doing? Ooh, we need something else. I don't think new ref is actually very accurate in this case. Because of these scene graph types, basically in some cases, basically we're working on this guy here. And clone use is a trait bound for reference counted types. Problem that we're having at the moment is that some of the functions for clone that we've changed, get over to them. Isn't it special methods? Talking about for class, these guys here, map. So calls a function with a native class instance and its owner, and returns its return value. Can be used on reference counted types or multiple times. Okay. Is that multiple items or does it just mean that we can call it multiple times? All right, I'm not sure if times there should be times or items. But previously, line 224 used to take something that was copy. I wonder if that's accurate here. Should this be copy? This owner in this case, whatever T base is T. T is going to be a native class, and if we look at base on that, base is going to be a Godot object. That's pretty broad. The problem is that we've separated the clone object off of the reference counted types. And this is for any native class instance. And if we go and constrain whatever the base type here is, let's say this is going to be Godot object and new ref. A cargo check on that. Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what we want because it's going to fail. Dodge the creeps is going to fail in a number of other ways. Go look at, let's say, the HUD. Basically, all of our scene graph objects are not new ref. So we need some other type that kind of encompasses clone and add ref. Actually, the clone seems wrong, doesn't it? Is that a screw? That come from? So we either have a type that does that, or we change how cloning is done on non-reference kind of types. So what was it doing before? So let's go look at bindings, canvas layer, huge file. We're on line 18,145. Wow. So canvas layer inherits from node, unsafe. And this is copy and clone. But it doesn't seem like copying should be done here. We can create a new one. This is just a wrapper around that type, so it's not like it's not really reference counted, is it? I think this task that we're working on should be done after other task. So in this case, make all bindings take shared references. So if this one was done first, as in it's documented in 390 here. A continuation of 301 based on the idea of unsafe wrappers being semantically equivalent to raw pointers. Any of the node type has a single representation where all whose methods are all unsafe. Provisional API naming and design. Hmm. All right. I guess we could call it add ref or clone for now. It's so vague. All right. Let's toss what we currently have into some other branch. A 301. Give this one a try. Thesaurus. Let's go with the thesaurus. All right, we're going to check and see what better words are for this. Twin, lookalike, actolite, duplicate. What in the world? Yeah, we got duplicate. What else? Oh, Xerox. Oh, that's good. Ditto, doppelganger. I like duplicate. Let's rename it to duplicate. All right. Native core source. It's currently new ref. We're going to rename that to duplicate. There we go. Duplicate is going to have a duplicate function. Okay. Let's go back up into core source. Or lib. There we go. There we go. All right, we've got a number of these types still lingering. Oh, whoa, go back, undo that one. Yes, it is. Anything that's duplicated from there. Yep, we're going to rename that to duplicate. All right. Nice. Replicant? I don't know. What's a better name for that? We're going to leave that one alone. Self the new ref, which is actually up there. It's fine. There we go. Okay, we didn't touch the clone stuff over in the generator. Look at that. Generate, duplicate. All right, so we have this. Now this is for basically reference counter types. All right. I'm gonna move that outside. If it's reference counted or not, right, and then we'll have to change that depending on what it is. Oh, and this is duplicate. I'm gonna do a right line, duplicate. Okay. I'm gonna stop it there. We'll include that new line. On. Close. All right. It's first right line. Now, if it's this, I'm gonna keep going. I don't know, if we don't include the new line there and we include it here, that's probably fine. It reads better that way. Oh, and for name, need name. Name equals class dot name. Good, now if we're ref counter, we do this. Okay, we don't need any parameters, it looks like, for that. Close the right line, finish that. ahead and open this one back up down here. Okay. Still haven't closed that. Okay, so we have to close this. Do an else. There we go. Basically this, change the contents, which here's just gonna be a clone, isn't it? Self.clone or something. We could have split it up so that it actually reads better here. I wonder if that would have been better. Like generate duplicate, new ref, and I think that reads a lot better so you understand what's going on. Either do this or that. Let's do that. We're going to toss that down there, comma. I need that. Keep this, rid of that and that. Oh, that's for clone. Oh, yeah, we can get rid of that whole section. Toss a comma on there. All right, we're missing a bunch of code though. We deleted probably too much. What do we need? Oh, we need this. That's what it was. Yep, there we go. Close it up. Comma. Great. With that, set up. Much easier to reason about. See all the code. We have to parse through some if-else block there. All right, now let's do clone. Very, very similar. Toss this down here. Gonna get rid of the is ref counted section. It's a comma plus one of those. Good. How's that read? Duplicate for name. It's a clone. Yeah. We're gonna check. Unexpected token. there. Good. What about here? Do we have any dangling quotes? We did. Okay, try again. Pour some more tea while we're at it. How's everyone's weekend? Hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was nice. Made some progress on some projects. Always good to do that. Oh wow, that compiled. Got a couple of fix-me's in there that we have to take care of. Oh, where's my gloves? There's my... It's cranking away, isn't it? Wonder if there's a better name than duplicate. It should be easy enough to rename that. Wow. I'm glad that's working. Wait, love zone. All right, where's our to-dos? To-do. Oh. Ooh, not all these are me. Nope, not me. What about this clone? That clone is fine. We need that. Better docs. Hmm. So this had been clone. I think it's still accurate for it to be clone. Most of these do not implement clone and instead provide new ref self. Create references, same collection of objects. I mean, maybe this is just for the crate. We're going to do a git fetch on GD native. That's the origin for that project. I forked it and then submit appears this way. Check out -b Halsey 300. Oh. Do another final check, git diff. No longer have generate reference copy. Yeah, this looks good. Does look good. It's fine. I wonder if those constraints are actually needed. Because here, the base has to be duplicate. That might not be correct. Let's remove that. Where is that? That's out of class? Okay. Ah, public interface. Okay. That's better. Let's do a cargo nightly clippy on this. We'll put it out there as a draft, see what they say. Trying to get this bar across. Basically, what I would love is if that one there could make it in, and this one, make all bindings take shared references. I'm gonna do this one. Might actually do this one next. Go one. This one seems rather complicated. Oh, it's got a little checklist. Really did that. They got little steps in there. Nice. Some of these seem like straightforward. What's this one? Oh, unauthorized. Oh, that's so sad. This one's an easy one to pick up. Let's do an easy one. 40 minutes. Oh, well, it's still going. Come on, Clippy. You can do it, Clippy. There we go. Okay, so we got safety sections. Yeah, not doing that. Rumster. How many of these were there? Oh, 25. That's not bad. Just looking for new things. It's looking pretty good. They got some simple things in here too. Yeah, I agree with that. Unwrapperell stuff. Good, good. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we added anything to this. Another check. Rough counted. Okay, and we cleared up that other constraint that was on class on GD native. That's good. We no longer have that. It's just clone to duplicate for these types here. It's good. Duplicate. Wonderful. Yep, looks good. Clone. New ref. Huh. Why did that change? I don't remember changing that. We'll go back and look at that. I think that might be the last thing. All right. What about this? Why did that change? So init line 328. Oh, init. I mean, it's new ref is just fine there. I mean, that's a Godot string. Oh, that's arg name. Where does arg come from? Oh, that's there. Which comes from signal. What is this hint string? Oh, I see. It's a Godot string. We're adding a ref to that, passing it to a collect, and doing some stuff. Let's see. What was that before? Clone? Yeah. So we either duplicate or add ref. Okay, add ref is more accurate. Let's leave it. UPLICAATE. There we go. What else do we want to say on there? Oh, okay, we got that. One of these, I didn't leave you in the browser, did I? Nope. Okay, I'm going to jump over to the browser. Actually, the one that you can't see. Bit of Chrome. That one wasn't actually too bad. Just had to wrap my head around it. Closes. I'd like this to be a draft. I don't see how I can draft. Oh, great. Draft pull request. Okay. All right. So that is now over here. Okay. Hey, Jumpman, how's it going? All right, there's that. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup. There's a couple of things on there. Well, let's get that list down a little bit more. That should be for 300. And there's some little correction things, typos. Go ahead and fix this one. Am I the maintainer of Rust bindings? I am not. I am merely a community lackey. I guess that's what we'd say. I am not in any sense a maintainer of it, although I'm making a bunch of changes. Not big changes, not like the big idea sort of changes. I want to understand it better. And I think this is one of the best ways to understand it. Yeah, what I would really like is here, or there's a couple things that I want to be able to use here. Okay, I would like 301 to be done. and be able to use that. And I would also like 284 to be possible. Because if 284 is possible, then I can code basically in Rust just how I was using GDScript with yield and weight. That would be just amazing. I think that's one of the best things about GDScript is how they do their continuations. So nice. Makes it really easy to code. All right. So yeah, I'm just chipping away at this so that whatever this list ends up encompassing is much, much smaller and it can come out sooner. Yeah, like little things like this. It's okay, rename these two things. Like, oh sure. Right. Who couldn't do this? Anybody else want to take this one? Share. 2, 356. 356. Reload our buffers. Actually, we should probably just close them. All right, we're gonna rename those enum elements. Let's restart COC just to give it a kick. Oh, we're in the browser. Go. Gotta do something. Out of stock. Okay. I had to check on something. Yeah, back to it. So we are searching for a type. Let's see. Nope, COC is not going to do it for us. We want the enum Godot error. Search for that. Enum Godot error. There it is. And there's two things that need to be renamed. Unauthorized. That be unauthorized. Unauthorized, okay. And parameter range should have been parameter range. Actually, it had been pram, like a PRAM, like a baby stroller sort of thing. All right. What? Add ref, method not found in Godot string. Go check. I mean, that message makes me think that something didn't make it to that other branch. Fetch GD native, get LG. Oh, I'm off the other branch. My mistake. Get status. All right, get checkout GD native master. All right, and we were on branch, what was it, 356? Not fully merged. Set LG. Okay. Hit checkout. New branch. Actually, let's go ahead and do it this way. Origin. Give that enough time to pour some tea. How's your weekend, gentlemen? All right. A lot of bindings to generate. I wonder if there's a way to split that up. So maybe there's different pieces of the engine be represented in different crates. It's easier to compile, maybe. Regenerating. That sounds really nice, actually. Oh, he's tired. Oh. How are the exams going? It's gonna do native bindings for the test stuff. This might be the quickest bug ever to fix. Oh, you got an A in English. Wonderful. That worked out okay there. Forgot to add it. It's commit dot. Go ahead and do this one. All right, let's go back to our list. That was a quick one. Oh, we should have said it closes 3:56. All right. got that. We got this new pull request for 400. Godot 4, the APIs are going to change, and so GD native, Rust GD native bindings will have to be updated. And they already talk about that in like their Discord channel. All right, we got that. Good. Issues. What's next? Milestone. Oh, did the why doesn't this one have a little PR against it? 356. That's correct. Oh, I wrote the number wrong. It should have been closes with a there. There we go. Now if I refresh, yay, got another PR on there. Okay. Oh wow, lots of little stuff in here. Tostitos working away on that one. All right, we don't have very long, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the multiple versions one. This is also something that they're trying to do, is have multiple versions supported by their library. You could target Godot 4, Godot 3.2, or whatever it is. Oh, sin errors and procedural macros, that'd be nice. As mentioned in 321, the generated property getters have their original get prefix, which is discouraged by the Rust API guidelines. Yes. Renaming these methods to conform with the guidelines will be a breaking change. Name collisions with other methods are unlikely. It's true. I like this change, and I've got 3 little thumbs ups there. Well, one's mine. So let's look at 321 real quick. Guidance setters. And what happened in here? Oh yeah. So what is this? This is, oh, not the spelling one. Let's go back. Did I go back too far? I'm in the wrong browser. There we go. All right, let's take a look. So how are we going to do that? Halsey, and what was the bug number? 322? Close everything. And we're going to be going into, was it bindings generator? Lib here. And bindings generator has to generate imports, generate class bindings. Going to generate class bindings. Should have methods in here. Let's see, enumerations, constants. It's a singleton, etc. Generate methods. Here we go. All right. So in this case, we have methods. We skip the method if it was already generated. So I don't understand why that is. Why would it already have been generated? We're looking to skip method. Skip method. Oh, no, that's not if it's already generated. That's for, yeah, things that we're not going to generate. Ensure that the methods are not injecting several times. Yep, okay. Param declaration, param use. So did it right already? It's a method name. So what were they writing up here? And what are they writing to? So in this case, they are, oh, right, format. They're doing the params declaration. So they're not actually doing write. They're just creating a string. Okay, so we don't have to worry about those. It's not the arguments, it's the function name itself we need to be considered or concerned about. So this method name is going to be name. So Bob function name. That method name there needs a little bit of massaging. All right. ToString done. Can we map that? That would be neat if you could do that to string. What else do we have to be concerned about there? Because there's going to be, I mean, we could just strip get underscore off the front of this. Let's go look at the docs on that. APX plays. Hey, how's it going? Doing all right. All right, let's check and see if the beginning of that string starts with something. Okay, we're going to match on this. So we should be able to match on ranges of things. How do we do that in this case? Oh, that's a method name string just for that. But method name comes from up here. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, we might need to just redeclare that then. Okay, we'll leave that there. I wonder what the type is of that. What is this Rust name? Method.getName. It's deconstructed here. We have Rust name. It's going to be this one. Okay, so it's the borrowed star. Okay. I guess we could redeclare it. Name. Should be fine. Otherwise, we're not going to see the collisions if we do that. Okay. So what I'm thinking is here, if we modify the string name before we put it into the set, then we won't see compilation errors if we have it declared twice. So if we did have something like a getter for x, in Godot it would be get underscore x. In Rust, we're going to be trimming the get underscore off. So if x already existed as a function, and then we created another function which had get underscore x with that trimmed off, we'd have two of the functions just x. I don't think we want to do that, but I think we do want to know if it happens. Yeah, and I think in the discussion of the API guidelines here, just getters, no match. See, does this have? And if you haven't read through the convention guidelines, they are trove of information. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I would highly recommend anybody like learning on Rust and whatnot to take a peek at that. Even if you're new, take a peek. Yeah, so we're going to rebind this. I'm going to do a match on this. Oh, missing measure. How do we match on the range of this? If the beginning of it, it's a borrowed string. I think we can do kind of array syntax with just a string. Dot rest equals is this it? I hope this is it. I feel like I just made that up. Like I read the blog post a while back. crossed string pattern. Let's see if this has been updated. Match arms, patterns. Yep. You can do ranges and stuff like this. Also, have bindings, match guards, etc. All right, I think it's close. Well, let's just see if this actually works. Something's not happy. Oh, 317, okay. Oh, I left that stuff there. It was a match still. All right, let's go look at the docs on this one. Rust Lang. This was a while back. I think it's in, was it in 4.1? A box stuff in 4.1, library changes, nope, okay. Or 1.1? I doubt it's in here. Soundness hole, yeah, that was just, it was just a soundness hole. Yeah, 4.2. Oh yeah, line numbers and option and result, awesome. Subslice patterns, here we go. So I actually want to bind on a portion of a string. You can also use features like patterns and if really. We want to do something like this. Expecting an array or slice. I found stir. How do you go from stir to slice? Is this just like that? It's already a ref, so as ref shouldn't help. Did it? Okay, so as ref will. Oh. Cannot find that. Class doc link. Why? Why can't I find that? I don't think I changed that at all. Alright, we'll go check. Status. Oh, something at the top went away. When did that happen? Put that back. There we go. Diff. Good, just what we wanted. Um, Alright. Let's try again. I left you in the browser. I'm sorry. So how do we take a string? See, I thought we would just do this. That should give it to us. Expected an array or slice found stir. Okay. A stir. And we take this to something else. Maybe as bytes? This doesn't seem like the right way to do this. Let's say Rust, match, string prefix. I guess we just call the begins with or whatever, right? I was trying to use match though. All right, let's just use starts with. So if it starts with get to underscore, then we will return a slice of that. So method name is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 dot dot, and then otherwise we just return method name. plural, starts with, not start with. Oh, interesting. So stir and some methanate needs to be borrowed there and here. Interesting. What if instead I did that? Should be a slice now. That should work. Cool. Okay. All of these. Variant 263. That's just class. It's not get class. Nice. What else was there? Object signal list. Signal list. Where is that? All right, I'm gonna give it another check. All right. So signal list is gone. We expect that. Hmm. So I see that these are defined in here. Should have rebuilt that whole thing. Who's trying to call that? Four types. 197. Signal list. Oh, it's copying. Okay. Interesting. So we declared that function. Yeah, and then it's actually using the same name inside. So we want the short name and long name. Okay. Let's call it rusty name. Rusty method name's fine. It looks like it's right there, rusty name. Oh, rusty, or I don't know, rusty, rust-like, rust name. Rust name's probably better. Although it does conflict with this up here. We do have rust name, which becomes method name, which then becomes rust name. That's confusing. I'm gonna leave it as rusty name. There we go. Give that a check. Oof. Ha! 16. Yeah, 16. Wow. All right. So we got type. Get type. We can get Q and Q. Oh, animation player. Okay. Let's take care of the type one first. All right. I think this should come into a function at this point. We have some functions elsewhere that limit this. Return type, generate argument, generate methods. Yeah. Skip method. Generate method name. Let's see, we had 16. We're going to do the type. Okay. Musty name. So in this case, if we get something that is type, we're going to give it, I mean, should we do get type or should we do the, there, let's do it this way. So match name, if it is get type, or name. Otherwise, there we go. Looks like also Q and set Q 16. So get 16 off of file. Sure. I'm sure there's going to be like a ton of things in file like that, like get 32, get 64. I think we would naturally call that like a read 16, something like that. Yeah. Okay, so we got rid of that. Now we have these 16s. In Godot, they have a number of types. Was our Godot documentation? No. No. It's match guards. Godot, where art thou? All right, so in here, if we go to the docs and we search for file, file API, go to methods. There's all these gets, right? And I wonder if it makes sense to use those there. I mean, these here, get 16, 32, 64, yada yada, like this stuff here, to me says, in Rust, this would be like a read 16, read whatever. So maybe we just rename those. So it starts with get. And we're going to match this too. See, is there a way to just check to see if it's a number? I want this to be like a second phase of this. So we do that. Yeah, we'll say it's equal to that. And then here, if we'll do something like if there's, oh, on the code, sorry. So if we have something that's like a 16, what's that? That's a U16. Is there a parse on this? Let's see, we have a from stir. See, we might be able to get a, or we just match it and see, oh, is this 16? Right. We have 8, etc. Right? And then this would become read 8. 16. So do something like that, and then other, just return that. Nope, that one's fine. 16, 32, 64. Oh, we need commas, don't we? We'll probably deal with those. Ref, though, interesting. Binding type, what is this off of? Is there a ref function in Godot? My ref, no. Hmm. Let's check actual Godot. Script, docs, ref. Or what was it? It's get ref. Okay. All right. What else do we have? We had Q. Q and get Q. Let's go look at the type in Godot one more time. So in Godot, they have animation stuff. Get Q on animation player. Animation player also has Q, or rather they have get Q here. Oops, back. I think they also had Q. I don't see it though. Where is Q? Root node, yada yada. Go to the top. I don't see Q in there. Wow. Do they have some sort of alias already? Animation player inherits from node. Maybe node has a Q? Property? No. Go back. Search help Q. Oh, animation player also has Q and get Q. I didn't see that on there. What's the difference between that and get Q? Using animation. Oh, this is like NQ. Yeah, I think that's all right. I'm gonna put this back. Okay. There we go. Awesome. This is going well. Yeah, we're gonna let that bake. I changed it up just a little. I was like, what was it in Godot that had get type? Get type, is that off of object? AVR positional tracker has that. I'm not seeing anything else other than that. Okay. So that's for. Okay. Oh, and ref. We didn't do ref yet. Just missed one. Get type, get ref. Was get ref off of that as well? No. Okay, so that one's slightly different than this one. Who has get ref? Just want to add the documentation so it's easier for people to find. Get ref is on weak ref. All right, so we're gonna let that bake. And while we do that, well, it's actually going pretty quick. Probably going to be a bunch of stuff in the tests or elsewhere that needs to be changed. I want to see what else has like a get 16 file and stream peer. So we'll be able to update that. Yeah, and then we got a bunch of little errors because we're calling these functions. Spinning cube, right. Well, cool. I get a run. That was fun. Wow. Not a bunch of people streaming today, huh? Actually, there are people streaming, but for whatever reason, like Raimu and CM Griffin, are not showing up in my list. Hey, Vivax3794, how's it going? You have any quick Rust questions or just saying hi? I'm about to go grab some coffee. Going good? Good. Very good. Check. All right, let's test return leak. Actually, there we go. Get node, position, rotation, the position, linear velocity, name. Wow. Hmm. Actually, is that one's different? Just cleaning up some of the other tests and what is it? Tests and some of the examples. Surface material. Z-index, okay. Reroute. Wow. All great. That actually worked. What was the other thing that we have to do? CD to test. Cargo build. There was a cargo build and there it is. This should actually pop up a little Godot, make sure everything's running good. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna push this out. We're gonna raid Ramu today. And while we're doing that, send out another PR. Good. Okay, so now we got this PR. Let's take a look at it. Just do a little quick sanity check before somebody else looks at it. Generate method name. Everything else. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I gotta fix that. Everything. Okay, what else? Got that fixed locally. Those are good. Yep. Looks like it's all going pretty well. Okay. Parent, yada yada. Emitter. That's just unwrapped. Awesome. Well, it looks good. So, until next time.